meet and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 14th of November 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga, and today I'm reading with the Medieval Scapini deck, and let's purify with this Roger & Gallet Extra VA Cologne. 3 sprays in this big room is more than sufficient. You can find links to purchase these products right in the video description of this video on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Shirley and the lovely Deline, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you to everybody for joining us today for this reading. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. Are we streaming? I think we are. Okay. What was I telling you? Oh yeah, if you want to give a donation, you can go to paypal.me/arielgatoga. paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker or super chat if you feel like giving a donation right on the platform. This reading goes out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it's applying to you, it may just not be meant for you. In that case, if you want to check out the zodiacal readings for your sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, you can find the most recent tarot restreams, on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link right in the main menu. I don't read with card reversals, so I do flip the cards right side up when they come out upside down. Sometimes that makes people a little nervous because most people don't do that, but it's just my style of reading. It's just as valid as reading with reversals, and all is well, I promise. Alright, let's just shuffle these maybe 2 more times. Then I'm going to give this deck a nice clean cut. If I don't spray them all over the room, which I've done before. Let's see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting out with the Hanged Man, followed by the 7 of Wands, and then the High Priestess or Popess card. Okay, wonderful. I like a lot of trump cards. The trump cards are an indicator of spiritual assistance, spiritual involvement, and not just relying on your own personality. And so the trump cards, I know some people read trump cards as having positive and negative meanings, and they do, but they really are always ultimately very positive no matter what they are. Now, this is a positive pip card too, the 7 of Wands, which is telling me that there's a turnaround going on in some of your work. So some of you that have been looking for a promotion or a better job or something in your line of work, whatever you do, there is an upgrade happening. And so if you've been looking for it, it looks like some people have almost given up on it with this Hanged Man card. It is happening, and it's going to come out of nowhere, and you're not going to be able to direct it. That's this High Priestess card is the mystery. You have to just trust that things are working out the way that they're supposed to, and you will be very happy with the results if you don't try to get too involved, if you don't interfere in the process. Just trust that things are going well, regardless of what you think is happening. This Hanged Man card is talking about how maybe you feel like you've given more than you've received, and maybe you're not appreciated. And sometimes if you take that to an extreme, it starts to be a little martyry, and you want to avoid that. Instead, what you want to be able to do with the Hanged Man card is learn how to look at things a different way. This is a hard illustration really to see. There you go. So he's hanging upside down by a foot, and that's what it feels like when we don't feel like we're being honored, we don't feel like we're being valued, or whatever it is, or we feel like we're being mistreated, or whatever it is. And what you want to do is learn how to ask to see things differently so that you can have your inner guide show you that you're seeing the world upside down and that you're not really hanging by a foot. You're actually upright, but you have to put your foot down. You have to take a stand. You actually have to take a stand, and sometimes that means saying no. And, a lot of times we try to be loving and we want to be really loving people. And so we misinterpret that as thinking that means that we just have to go along with people. Oftentimes, the most loving thing you can do for somebody is say no and teach them about boundaries and teach them about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And so you don't have to cut people out of your life just because you're saying no to them. And people don't need to take it as an affront to them just because you're saying no to them, right? So learning how to use that sacred power of no, saying no when you mean no. And you can say no in a kind way. You can just say no, thank you. You don't have to be mean about it, but you do need to stand up for yourself, take a stand. Now, standing up for yourself and taking a stand, you don't want to take it to the extreme where, like I said earlier, where you're interfering with the flow, because there's a major flow of upgrade happening even when you can't see it. So you want to be careful about not going in and trying to micromanage things and pushing the river. You have just a little bit of time, it says, to wait until you start to see the effects of these upgrades that are happening, because they are happening underground in the darkness, and you're not meant to see them. Okay, let me open this up, see what's what. Got the Fool card. I love a good Fool. 6 of Coins. Nice. And then the Tower card. So let's go backwards here. The Tower card, the things that fall apart out of nowhere are the upgrade. The things that start to fall apart out of nowhere are the upgrade. You've got to tear down structures, or structures need to be torn down, I should say, in order to make room for the new structures. And this is happening in such a wonderful way. And where I think a lot of times we get screwed up is when we start to see structures being torn down, we automatically assume it's something negative. And in this case, especially, it's super positive. It's making room for financial and career or work upgrades and successes. The 6 of Coins is a very powerful financial card. It really is a wonderful card. It's the divine design of your life. It's saying here that you be financially prosperous, that your financial issues get resolved. That's the will of the universe, is for you not only to have enough money, but for you to be happy with your money and with your work. And so let the universe tear down the things that are standing in your way. Let the universe work on your behalf, and let yourself take somewhat of a hands-off approach for right now. You'll be told when it's time to do something, but you have to empty your mind. That's what this Fool card is. You have to empty your mind and be willing to be guided, to be willing to be shown. Because if you do your old, I know what to do, I'm going to rush in and start fixing things, then you're just going to start over again. You're going to be back at square one, where you're wondering, how come nothing's ever working out for me? Everything is working out for you, but you have to trust it, you have to have faith in it, and you have to have that innocence of the Fool, where you know things are working out for you even though you can't see it. And you're almost, it's even farther along than that with this Fool card, where you're excited. You can't wait. And the Fool is just going to keep walking where he's guided, where he's led, or she's led. Walking where you're led, going where you're told to go. And if you can use that attitude every morning, just show me where to go. You're talking to your inner guide here. Show me where to go. Show me what to do. Show me who to talk to. Tell me what to say, and doing it in the moment. I promise to be in the moment every single time there's a choice or decision for me, to notice that there's a choice or decision for me, and to not just rush in and do my normal knee-jerk reaction to any situation, even if it seems insignificant and small. To say, I'm going to take a beat and ask, what's the best course of action for me here? What's the best response to this? And sometimes it will be, you'll just ask that, and it'll be, I don't really feel anything. And so then you just do what you have to do. But just the act of asking puts you in this receptive Fool space, so that you can be guided, you can be led, and that when you start to see the things, and I think this is much of this is already going on, being torn down, being disassembled, you're not going to react like, oh no, everything's ruined. You're going to recognize, yay, things are being taken care of. If everything was perfect, I'd say, well, yeah, it's kind of scary when everything's being torn down, but obviously everything's not perfect. Obviously there's been a need for an upgrade. Obviously you've been wanting more and better. Well, the universe is bringing you more and better, but it's got to take down the not so more and not so better from your experience in order to make room for that. So learning to trust that you are in the right place. You are doing things correctly. Things are happening right at the right time for you right now. No matter what your ego mind is screaming at you, everything is absolutely perfect. Now, I would recommend that since the 6 here is prominent, especially right up on the crown of the reading here, that you work that solar light meditation. You can find a version of it if you don't know how to do it on your own. There's 2 versions of it on my YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and search Gatoga Solar Light and pick one. They're both very brief, and learn the process and kind of live in that experience of the solar light today so that you are in the flow of that divine design and not so easily compelled internally to make knee-jerk reactions and to then delay your progress even more. Because like I said, the reason why we make those knee-jerk reactions is, especially today, is because of this High Priestess card. Things are happening outside of your understanding, outside of your awareness. And so when things are happening underground, behind the scenes, in the dark, we sometimes just assume that things aren't happening, and things are happening quite a bit. And I think some of the tearing down that's happening is happening behind the scenes as well. There's some structures within your own mind and within your own psychic makeup that are being disposed of. And that's wonderful. Now we also have, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 trump cards here. So there's 4 other meditations. If you want to listen to some guided meditations today, you might want to pick one that sounds interesting to you. Just let your intuition guide you if you don't want to listen to all 4 meditations today. But if you look at the link in the video description of this video on YouTube, it'll show you where those tarot meditations are. And there's one for the Fool. I would listen to maybe either choose the one for the Fool, the one for the Hanged Man, the one for the High Priestess or Popus card, or the one for the Tower card, right? But definitely, I would say work with that solar light today as much as you can, because it's such a brief process. If you kind of do it every, few hours even throughout the day, you're going to just really be in that flow of your own good, so that you're not likely to interfere with the process, and you're going to just let it happen. And out of the blue, it's going to be out of the blue. It's like, whoa, look at the upgrade. Oh, I didn't know that was going to be so easy. I didn't know that was coming. That's amazing. I knew that I had that tarot reading this morning that said that there was an upgrade, but I didn't expect it. I really wasn't expecting it like this. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. So you're doing great. It's a wonderful day. Just put your foot down, say no when you mean no, and learn to see things differently. Ask to see things differently. Try to discipline yourself today to not look at yourself as a victim, no matter what seems to be happening. And I'm not trying to say if you have been victimized, I'm not saying that you haven't been. I'm just asking you to look at it differently, just as an exercise, to try to see things upside down, or to right side up, because you're looking at the world upside down. Recognize you do have power, and right now your power is in saying no when you mean no, and taking a stand for that. But then taking a stand, making sure that you're taking a stand for your innocence, and allowing yourself to trust the universe, so that you're not rushing in and interfering where things are actually working out really well, even though you can't see them. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Thank you so very much to the amazing moderators, Shirley, Deline, and I Am Her Eminence. We'll see everybody for another daily reading tomorrow. Until then, blessed be.